Hi, I'm Jason for BuildingCamp.com. Today I'm going to show you how and why you want to seam seal your tent. Now, first and foremost, what is seam sealing? Basically, it's reapplying a silicone on all the seams of your tent to make them more waterproof. Now, most tents when you first buy them come with some sort of waterproofing agent on them. However, if you've had your tent for a while, unfortunately, that kind of wears off, so you'll want to reapply this. Today, I'm going to show you how to use Seam Grip. And Seam Grip is a urethane silicone that you will brush directly onto your tent. Now, before you apply any Seam Grip seam sealer onto your tent, you want to clean all your seams with isopropyl rubbing alcohol. This way it cleans them, okay? I've already done that. So now what you want to do is you want to take and twist off the cap. You have to puncture the hole like so, and then apply the brush, okay? Now what you want to do is basically you just take this and start brushing right onto your seams. And as you're applying this, you want to make sure you hit both sides of the seams, not just right in the center, because a lot of times water will run down here and inside these little threads, that's where the water is going to start to seep in. So you want to make sure you get about 1/4 inch on both sides of those seams, okay? So I'm going to finish this section up, and now let's go, and then we'll head over onto the window side, all right? All right, so we finished up with the front side, and now I moved over to the window. And I know for a fact that this window leaks, because I was camping about a week and a half ago, and we got torrential downpour, and I had basically a stream coming in along the bottom of my window here. And now the reason that is most rain flies don't cover the entire side of the tent. So that's why it's so important that you seam seal all of your seams underneath your rain fly, along the sides, along the bottoms, and basically any seams you have, okay? So let's get started here. Now again, I'm trying to hold the tent taut, and then just gently applying a little bit of the Seam Grip seam sealer onto here. Now try not to get it onto the zipper, but again, just trying to cover most of the seam. You want to make sure that you're getting a nice coating all over your seams here. Seam sealing does take a little bit of time. However, it's well worth the time you invest into seam sealing your tent. All right, there you have it. Now I have this window done, and now let's move on to the rain fly itself, okay? Okay, so I've done most of the exterior of the tent, and now I'm going to show you how to seam seal your rain fly. And your rain fly is really important to seam seal as well, because that's really what basically keeps you dry when it's raining, okay? Now what I did is I went and I flipped my rain fly upside down, okay? Because I'm going to apply the seam sealer to the interior or the bottom side of the rain fly. And the reason for that is because that's how the factory did it. That's how the manufacturer did it when they created the tent. And you can see, if you look real closely, that there are basically a tape along all the seams on here. And now I'm going to strengthen that tape with my Seam Grip seam sealer, okay? So here we go. Again, it's the same process. Just start and brush it on, and you should be good to go. So I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll show you how to finish up seam sealing your tent, okay? All right, so I seam sealed my entire rain fly, and I've done all the exterior seams as well. Now what you want to do is you want to let it sit and dry for roughly 8 to 12 hours, okay? Hopefully you can find some ideal conditions, and that would be, it would be dry, sunlight, low moisture, so hopefully there's low humidity, and then like I said, 8 to 12 hours. So if you have to, you can move your tent into your garage, into a shed, a barn, or whatever, some sort of structure where it will stay dry, okay? And then what you want to do after it dries, you can go inside and reapply the seam sealer to all the interior seams of your tent as well for double the protection. And again, I used Seam Grip seam sealer. And if you want to purchase this, you can do so by clicking the link below, all right? So I'm Jason on behalf of BuildingCamp.com. I'll see you outdoors.